I was like, I didn't know how the shades look. I look like the freaking old lady in Deadpool, the blind lady with these fucking shades.
What movie does Keanu Reeves wear those fucking glasses?
I like how we were gonna be like, oh, it's because I'm up with 51 points and like I'm all cool. And it's no, I just had like
No.
lasers pointed into my fucking eye. To be fair, this is like the first time I'm like actually seeing myself with these. So that was just my genuine first reaction. So
That's kind of funny. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Nick's Picks. We are in week 4 already of the NFL season, and I am joined, as I am always, by Ben. I was almost not joined by Ben today, as obviously, as you can tell by his cool shades, he had some LASIK surgery earlier today, so we're lucky to have him here for this recording. But Ben, how you feeling, first of all? And we'll get to why you're all happy here in a second, besides the drugs that they gave you.
actually the only drugs they gave me was eye drops, so no there. But no, I'm feeling pretty. It's weird because when I after my nap, which they told me to take, I was like, I can see clearly. Like, oh my god, this is weird. This is how normal people see shit.
But week 3 of the NFL season was another good one for Ben, as not only did you get a whole bunch of picks right, you got another fucking score prediction correct. His second one already of the season. And Ben currently holds what I believe, I don't really feel like fact checking this, but the largest lead in Nick's Picks history, as Ben is up by a grand total of 22 points. Ben, a very large lead, 51-29 is the current lead. And I did tell you I was going to take it easy, but I need to focus now. Like okay. I'm not gonna lie, you startled me.
To be fair, if we get away the score predictions, it would have only been
A 12
41.
point, which is still
it's still a lot, but like 10 points within 2 weeks, because these are just guesses. Like, I'm just guessing a score. It's not like no science. But hey, I'll take it.
So let's get into this week 3 recap, which was such a great week for Ben. It started with a Thursday night game where the Giants, I mean, they played a little better than I thought they would.
They showed up.
A little better than I thought they would. But that's about it. I mean, we didn't expect much out of the Giants this game. 30-12, the 49ers went on to win. Moving on into the Sunday games, the Colts went on to beat the Ravens in overtime, 22-19, with Gardner Minshew leading the helm. So the Ravens offense still continues to struggle a bit, while the Colts managed to honestly outperform what we expected them to. The Cleveland Browns did just fine without Nick Chubb, even though both of us thought that this would be a huge downfall on the Browns. They came out swinging, winning this one 27-3. I mean, we didn't really expect much out of the Titans this year, but I mean, I thought they could have beat the Nick Chubbless Browns. I guess not. Could you imagine talking so much shit at the beginning of the season and then having 70 points dropped on you?
That is... You know what's even funnier about that is that apparently Mike McDaniels was the Denver ball boy with like Sean Payton there. So like
70-20, and Tua didn't even have a great game. Shout out Raheem Mostert, by the way. 45 fucking points.
There other was it
the other guy
who
I picked him up in our YouTube league. But, yeah, nobody had him in either of our leagues, and he would have scored 51. So if you had him on your fantasy team, good fucking job there. But I highly doubt a whole lot of people had him starting. But, yeah, 70-20. 70-20. Okay, moving on. The Patriots went on to beat the New York Jets 15-10. Kind of a boring game, honestly, all around. I mean, neither team is all that great, but the Patriots managed to get the job done. Congratulations. And thank God the Bills exposed the Washington Commies as absolute frauds, because I did not need the Giants to be the absolute worst team in the NFC East. Currently, they still are, but thank you for showing that Washington is a bunch of frauds. And the Bills went on to win this one huge, 37-3. Speaking of frauds.
You know what? Okay, tell you what. I was talking a lot of shit the first 2 weeks. They started 2-0. I will give you the stage. I can't say shit.
I mean, it's the same song every single week. Desmond Ritter's just not fucking it. I'm sorry. He's just not.
He did good last week, at least in the fourth quarter. This week, I will give major credit to Detroit's defense.
Yeah, and if you go up against a team that has a good rush defense, the Falcons are not scoring more than 10 points. Like, it just really feels that way. Dude, the Saints fucking had this game. And then Derek Carr goes down Packers score 18 in the fourth quarter. Slower.
They were down 17 points.
You didn't deserve this
back.
win. The
No.
Packers did not deserve this win. They managed to get the win. It's a good win nonetheless. A win is a win. They can use this as momentum going forward. Hopefully Derek Carr is okay for the Saints to be able to come back. I know obviously you're not hoping for that, but hopefully he's okay for the Saints to move forward. But yeah, Jameis Winston is not going to win them any games. So apparently we should have talked about this game because we kind of skipped over this one. We were like, do we even need to talk about this game? And then we were like, help CJ Stroud. Apparently, CJ Stroud doesn't need any help. Apparently, if anyone needs any fucking help, it's Trevor Lawrence and this entire Jaguars offense who can't seem to get it going. And the defense gave up 37 points to the Houston Texans, so I have nothing nice to say about them either. I don't know what's wrong with this Jaguars team. They were my number 1 seed in the AFC in the preseason picks, so losing 37-17 to the fucking Texans does not bode well for that. This has to warm your heart at least a little bit. Obviously, the Falcons didn't win, but we've found 2 teams in the NFL that are better at choking than the Atlanta Falcons. We have the Los Angeles Chargers and the Minnesota Vikings. The Los Angeles Chargers had the ball on their own 20-yard line, 4th down, late in the game, with the lead. What do you do in that situation?
Punt it, yeah.
You punt the ball.
They went for it.
They went for it. They literally tried to hand this game to the fucking Minnesota Vikings. And then the Minnesota Vikings just go, nah, we'll just throw you guys the ball right back. That's fine. These two teams, this was a great game up until like literally all the coaching decisions made in the final like 5 minutes of this game. I don't have much to report on this game. The Seattle Seahawks went on to beat the Carolina Panthers 37-27. Andy Dalton had a pretty good game. I mean, he's a veteran quarterback in an offense that was kind of figuring it out. So like, I don't think that's going to last. I think the Panthers are going to start going downhill if Bryce Young can't get back anytime soon. And the Seattle Seahawks finally looking like themselves, at least on offense. We'll see how their defense goes, and hopefully they don't play like themselves this upcoming week. Here's your shocker of the week. And of course, I swear, if there's not enough reasons for me to fucking hate Dallas, the one time I give them a wager pick, the one time I wager 3 points on the Dallas fucking Cowboys, they lose to the Arizona Cardinals, a team that's tanking, literally tanking. The players aren't tanking.
Say that.
The players aren't tanking. The players don't know what tanking is. The players go out there to play. Everybody else in this organization is fucking tanking, or at least trying to. 28-16 because Dak is ass. This whole offense is ass. I don't know why their defense couldn't figure it out because their defense is not ass, but they did lose Trayvon Diggs, so that could be part of it. But, like, come on. That's a perfect segue to our next quarterback here, Justin Fields, who managed to stay in this game as long as possible for no fucking reason other than to fuck my 2-point over because they took Patrick Mahomes out in the third quarter, who had 6 times as many passing yards as Justin Fields when he got taken out of the game. But obviously, as the game goes on, Fields is going to get a little bit more yards, especially since they never took him out down 41-0. And we're not even going to mention Taylor Swift at this fucking game because you've seen that all over the fucking internet, as if that wasn't annoying enough. So
wait, she was there?
I didn't really watch this game either, other than the fact that no, I really didn't even watch this game.
This game was so weird. There was like the Madden game because like there was like the touchdown that Devontae Adams had. The corner like didn't really go for it. Like when you miss time a user, it's like, oh, know what you say about this game? Mike McDaniels can't count. He already said at the end. He was like, when they were down 8 points, he was like, it was a multiple possession game.
Nice. Well,
so yeah, he can't count.
The Raiders are in a good direction. Jimmy Garoppolo potentially has a concussion, and the Steelers defense still looks great. So that's pretty much all my takeaways from that game. And Josh Jacobs, fuck you for continuing to fuck my fantasy team over. Moving on to Monday night, the Eagles went up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a game where, God, Jalen Hurts did not look good. And I swear to God, there were multiple times that the Eagles kept trying to hand the Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers, the ball just to keep them in the game. And Tampa's just like, nah, we don't know what the end zone is. So the Eagles managed to win this one 25-11, playing one of their shittiest games of the season. And now they play the Commies. So, you know, let's just hand deliver them another fucking win. And finishing it off with the Bengals beating the LA Rams, getting their revenge on Super Bowl 56. And thankfully, that was 1 point that I gained on you in this fucking week. 1 point. But with all that being said, Ben got that Chargers-Vikings score correct and had just a better week overall than me. So 51-29, like I said earlier, is the current score as we head into our week 4 predictions. I need to start getting serious on these predictions, so hopefully this goes pretty well for me.
I'm expecting some challenges.
Yeah, leave a like and a prayer in the comment for me on at least the next couple weeks, because it's going to take a while to come back in this one. But we start with the Thursday night game. It is the Lions going up against the Packers, and I do have the Detroit Lions winning this one. Like I said, the Packers literally only won that game because the Saints stopped being able to score on offense with Jameis Winston leading the helm. And, I don't know what happened to the Saints defense near the end of the game, but I just don't think that's going to happen to the Lions defense. And 24-21. I am going to keep it close because it's in Lambeau, but 24-21.
I mean, I basically have the same score at 24-20, but same reason. I think Detroit just has a better defense.
All right. Show of hands. How many people are going to watch this game on Disney Plus?
Literally, only reason I'm excited this week.
The Falcons go up against the Jaguars in London, technically, right? This is in London?
Yes.
The Jaguars are the home team. They go up against the Falcons. Ben, you have the Falcons winning this one yet again. And yet again, I do not have the Falcons winning this one. Although the Jaguars do not give me a whole lot of reason to pick them, the Falcons give me less reason. So, take the floor.
It's kind of like one of those where I don't really believe in either team. So in the
Homer.
True, other than that, I went with the good old Calvin Ridley strategy, and I flipped a coin.
Oh, yeah, this is the Calvin Ridley revenge game, too.
Revenge.
What does he need to get revenge on? He got suspended.
How dare you know I was gambling?
Moving on to what is definitely the game of the week. The Bills have turned it around and have managed to be the Bills that we expected them to be, and the Dolphins have been far, far, far beyond the Dolphins that we expected them to be. So this is bound to be a great game. This is the league's #1 offense by miles going up against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, which is already a tough place to play as it is. We do differ on this pick, as you can see below. I am going to stick with the Bills on this one. I think that after putting up 70 points, you would think that you would pick that team to win the next week, but I think that 70 points just absolutely exhausted this Dolphins offense, and there's no fucking way they repeat that offensive masterpiece that they had last week, and they're going to need it against this Bills team who's rolling right now on offense.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those where when you have a team that scores 70 points, I mean, I don't have them scoring a lot. I do think it's going to be a close game, but I think when you have an offense where anyone can go off or multiple people can go off, I go with that.
I managed to at least give both teams double digits for this next one. We go from America's game of the week to America's shit show of the week.
Hey.
Nobody's watching this game. Nobody. There's not even Bears fans aren't watching this game. Broncos fans, if you're still watching after last week, shout out to you.
Let's look on the bright side with this game. Bears fans and Broncos fans. It's not going to be a blowout.
Look at the bright side. One of you has to win this. Not necessarily. That's not necessarily true.
There could be a tie. Oh my God, there's a tie.
If there's a tie. We are differing again. As the Ravens go up against the Browns, I'm taking the Browns with this one, specifically for the fact their defense has stepped the fuck up. The defense is definitely one of the top ones in the league. Their offense, on the other hand, obviously, without Nick Chubb, could be better. But, I mean, they managed to get it going. Amari Cooper should have had 2 touchdowns in that fucking game. We have a blind ref just like Ben over here. But yeah, I have the Browns winning this one. And the Ravens offense just hasn't looked great.
I think at some point the Ravens always has to get it together, and I'm hoping it's this week. But
we said the same thing about the Bengals. We said the same thing about the Vikings. We said the same thing about the Chargers. None of them are picking it up.
Hey. I'm the one that's up right now. I'm the captain now.
Bean.
Hakuna Yortatas.
Hakuna Yortatas. Look at this. We finally both agree on the Texans winning a game. We said that we didn't need to talk about them. We said CJ Stroud needed help. Doesn't look like he needs help. They're actually moving on offense. Their defense looked okay. The Steelers.
Still kind of needs an O-line, but you know what?
I do question how well they're going to go up against the Steelers defense, but the Steelers offense just is very, very meh to me. So I expect their defense to play really well in this game.
I think if anything, the offense is going to sell the game more than the defense will do its job. I think the offense will sell the game.
We have the #1 quarterback in both passing yards and passing touchdowns, leading the 0-3 Minnesota Vikings up against the Carolina Panthers. How do you have... That's like when you create a quarterback in Madden and your team sucks. We've been down that road. If that felt personal to you, it's because it was. We both have the Vikings winning this thing. I don't think the Panthers are that great of a team, even if Bryce Young comes back. I mean, their offense has been able to put up points this season. That's a good thing. But
no, it's weird. I feel like if Bryce Young plays, I feel like I believe more in the Vikings at that point.
Look, I'm just going to say the Colts have been playing pretty fucking well. And I feel like I owe them an apology for giving them the 4 seed in the AFC South, because I don't think that's going to happen anymore. And Gardner Minshew has actually been playing pretty well. The Rams, on the other hand, disappointed me last night. Very, very hard. Well, for you guys, Monday night. Especially Kyron Williams. Fuck you. Lost me my fantasy game. I needed 15 points. That's all I needed. 15 points, and you got me 8.
I got the Rams mainly because I think at some point their offense is still not doing terrible. I mean,
It's another team where at some point they got to get it together, right?
You know what's funny is I'm saying all this and like either it's magically gonna work or magically not gonna work. But you know what? I'm just picking the Rams. Fuck you.
I said last week that if Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went on to beat the Philadelphia Eagles or at least look competitive, that I would give them a big old apology. Well, you don't get an apology from me. Especially after that performance. No. Eagles literally tried to hand you this game multiple times. Or at least try to keep you in the game multiple times. And you whatever. Yeah, I don't think they have a shot at beating the Saints, even if Jameis Winston is the quarterback. I really do not think this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team is as good as people think they were at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, no, as much as I hate to even talk anything positive about the Saints, they got a good defense. I mean, both teams have a really good defense, but I mean, I just don't believe in the Bucs after that. After Monday night, I don't believe in them.
Well, let's just hand deliver the Eagles another fucking win. Because Patriots, Vikings, Tampa Bay, and now the Commies. And the Vikings in prime time, even though Kirk played well. Yeah. This is my wager pick because I just want 3 points. But then again, that didn't fucking work against the... Yeah.
I was just saying, you said that last week.
The Bengals go up against the Tennessee Titans. I'm actually surprised you had this as close of a game as you did. But yeah, I don't think the Titans score more than 10 points because the Bengals defense hasn't done bad at all this season. I mean, I guess the Browns they gave up 24, but the Bengals defense has been pretty good. Joe Burrow kind of got it figured out last night. I mean, you could still tell he's not healthy. Like, he is definitely still gimpy on that right leg. So that's an excuse, I guess, but I think the Bengals are figuring it out more than any of these other fucking teams that we're hoping are going to figure it out eventually.
Well, more so me. But weirdly enough, I don't think the Bengals will figure it out because they only
Even though they were your Super Bowl pick. Or no, your AFC pick at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also had a lot. I also thought they were going to do better to start, but I think it's going to be a really shit game, honestly, but I could be wrong.
Speaking of shit games, the Chargers go up against the Raiders. I mean, as of right now, there's no certainty as to whether or not Jimmy Garoppolo plays. Somewhat hesitant to say that I think the Chargers would win this game regardless of Jimmy Garoppolo playing, but like, you never fucking know with the Chargers. But I'll give it to them just because I'm assuming Garoppolo might take the week off.
I'm also banking on the fact that McDaniels still can't count.
Yeah, but Staley still can't coach.
Fair point. I can't argue with either of those points.
Cowboys look to bounce back against the Patriots. I mean, I think they get the job done. If the Patriots offense was showing any more signs of light, then maybe I could pick the Patriots for an upset here. This is the Ezekiel Elliott revenge game, if anything else. I mean, the Cowboys will figure it out.
I don't consider this a revenge game when your last snap on your former team is playing center and getting absolutely pancaked.
The 49ers go up against the Cardinals. The Cardinals, look, they're not the worst team in the NFL this year like we all thought they were going to be. They're actually pretty good, and Josh Dobbs is actually pretty good. They have no fucking shot against the Niners, but they beat the Cowboys last week. That is more than any of us ever thought that they were going to do.
I said the Cardinals get one win all season. That was their... Granted, I didn't think it was going to be the Cowboys, but you know what? They already peaked, in my opinion. And I'll go more in detail as to why I think the Niners will give them an absolute ass whooping in my 2 point.
Moving on to the Sunday night game is the Chiefs going up against the Jets. Do you got anything?
Yay.
Do you think Taylor Swift will be at this one?
Maybe.
Anyways. And finishing out with Monday night, the Seattle Seahawks go up against the New York Giants, and I am trusting nobody. Nobody wearing this jersey. I can tell you that much. I have it close. I do think that the Giants can keep it close, but I do not trust my team enough to pick them. So 23-20, I have Seattle. Seattle's offense looks good, and concerning nothing on the Giants looks good. There you go.
Daniel Jones is like Kirk Cousins level terrible in primetime. Granted, I think his teams are just terrible, and they still put it in primetime for no reason. So I will give you that. But yeah,
I don't know why we keep getting fucking put in primetime. This is ridiculous. Okay, and moving on to our 2-point conversions. I'm going back to this game of the week between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins because this is going to be an offensive showcase. I think combined between both teams, they're going to put up 600 yards plus of total offense in this game. I don't see anything less than that even potentially happening. The Dolphins scored more points last week than 50% of the NFL has scored all season. I don't see any shot that the Dolphins offense isn't going to be able to get it going. And Buffalo's offense, look, I'm rooting for you. You got to win this game. I need to start coming back in this pick somehow.
And my 2 point, going on a positive note to me, just absolutely shitting on the Cardinals. In this one, they are going against the San Francisco 49ers, and I think the Niners are going to be so dominant. They're going to be so much ahead of them that they're going to have twice as many total yards of offense compared to the Arizona Cardinals. I just don't think the Cardinals are going to get anything going. I really don't. I think they peaked last week, which is weird to say for an NFL team, but I still think they're tanking for the first pick.
But that is it for Nick's picks. Week 4 of the NFL season. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure to go and like the other Superstar video that we posted just a couple of days ago, and be sure to follow us on Twitch, Facebook, and the everything else like that. But Ben / old lady from Deadpool / Keanu Reeves from The Matrix, is there anything you want to say before we head out of here?
Slash the in Charlie and Chocolate Factory when they had the glasses on during the light scene or whatever. And there's so many jokes. I think first thing, obviously I won't be wearing these by next week. But
one would hope.
But you know what? I'm just staying optimistic that I'll do well here, and Atlanta picks it up in London. Hey, to be fair, Kyle Pitts did score his first touchdown, I think, his rookie year in London. So, Kyle Pitts breakout game.
But that is it for Nick's picks, week 4. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great one. Peace. I feel like there was more jokes that I could have made about these sunglasses, but I didn't have that creative mind flowing today. So you're welcome for that. It's your little present for being up 51-29.
I mean, I guess quick present is this is my new look, and this is weird. This is very, very weird.
No glasses, Ben. This is definitely going to be an adjustment.
Yeah. Bye, guys.